everybody, you're watching Cole the Cornstar. February on the farm can be a little slow sometimes.
Well, I just got over to the main farm. Our auger coming out of the pit was froze. I want to see if that's broke loose yet. And then the augers in the pit, they were also froze. So I just want to see if some of that stuff will work while I'm waiting for the truckers. Looks like we're gonna have to go down to the pit and try to break some ice out down there. You see that black auger over there? It goes down into the pit. Well, it looks like all the water likes to run right into that hole, and then it's frozen. I think someday we'll probably build a little building around this, so we got overhead doors to try to keep snow and stuff. Anyhow, long story short, I'm going down there, see if I can get that stuff cleaned out and hopefully get it running. Now we got Ronnie filling up with beans over here. We got Isaiah over there. Hopefully Ronnie can get out of there without getting stuck. We're just getting enough warm weather that the top is starting to get a little bit soft. But looks like he's doing okay. Now the wind's picking up. The temperature's starting to drop already. By dark tonight, they're talking from going to 40 degrees down to 0. Gotta get some tubes set up inside the bin. I'll show you what I'm doing, that's easier. Oh. We are now inside the bin trying to get some tubes so we can get cleaned out in the center so there's plenty of working area. We got a couple great guys that are going to come down and work on this. So hopefully we'll get this running soon, but we got to get them a spot so they can get into the floor. I'd say my little buddy got a little muddy today. You like the mud, don't you? You gotta quit following me so I can look at your feet. Let's look at your feet, bud. Let's look at your feet. How am I supposed to look at your feet if you keep moving around? He's ready to play. You're ready to play. Oh.
Got that door from here to here. So we need to get it slid back into here and get it refastened to the something.
Dad got the bin cleaned down to the floor of these trapdoor or something, so we're gonna see if we can find out what's causing our problem here. We think it's something in the center. I'm gonna get my phone down in there. So that pin right there, tip of my finger. Oh, come on, Corn. That pin right there is just below the trap door. So the trap door is hitting the bottom of that pin right now. So we need to cut this excess off so that way this trap door can come towards you guys. Did you pull any of these pipes back, Dad?
Well, this one here needs to be pushed back because that one opens that one door.
Just look how it's a thick pipe. And then look in here. Whoops, sorry. See, we got thin pipe. So at some point it goes from thick to thin.
Oh, so it might have fell through the hole.
The first 3 we had to fix on that pin, me and Coop. And then we just had to cut the power sweep pin. We cut like 3 inches off.
Why was it so long?
It was probably the wrong pin or somebody got the wrong length.
Oh.
But they didn't even have it hooked up.
It was just sitting in there.
The power sweep was off to the side. They never even had the pin dropped in. So if you would have filled it, it never would have been.
Yeah, you'd have been SOL.
You would have had to vac down the sides of the vac so that you could shift it over.
Upon digging into the issue of the pin in the center, we took a grinder in there, got that figured out, but while we were messing with that, we started opening these other doors. So these outer 2 are connected on one set of, like, it's a pipe under the floor, and then these inner 2 are connected to a different pipe, and then the center one's connected to a pipe by themselves. So there's 3 pipes that run under the floor. Well, these outer 2, first time we opened them, we went to shut them again. Notice how that's off kilter? We think that pipe's bent underneath the floor, and so when you push in, so we physically cannot get that shut now. So I think what we're gonna do, we're just gonna leave everything right now. We got that center door to be able to open or close. So we're gonna run this sweep all the way around. We're gonna get this bin completely empty, and then we're gonna have to pull the floor from the wall to here, so that way we can see what's going on with that pipe. We don't know if it's not in the little holders the way it's supposed to be, and it's just causing too much slack, or it's causing it to bend, or we're not really sure entirely what's going on, but something is wrong in between here. But they got all this stuff together. Went to go flip on the electricity, now it's not going.
Yeah, there ain't nothing here yet.
When you push them, they light up green, but...
Okay. Try that. Bin 1, unload. Is the switch on? Yeah. Hey, wait, how are we doing? Inside the Corvette, we have, I hope I'm saying this right, they're called soft starts. And so, essentially, when we turn all the motors of everything on, it's not just immediately jolting all the power to it, because then we could blow our breakers because we're putting too much power. So it kind of just starts the power very gradually and ramps it up to full power. So I guess something got switched in here that was going to the unload auger that has no electricity right now, and then they switched it to run the other leg, so that way we could test everything over there to make sure it works. So Wade's supposed to come out and get that fixed for us here. I guess just switching some fuses around, but I mean, if that looks clear to anybody on which fuse I'm supposed to, I don't even see a fuse, so I'll leave that one to Wade. I'm not gonna get to be here when Wade comes to switch out those fuses or breakers or whatever you want to call them. I have a tax appointment, and I also have an appointment with my lawyer, because if you haven't noticed, we have been having a lot of problems with the bin site, and the means we've been trying to go at things has not been working on getting anything resolved. So it's at the point now where lawyers are on stuff. There's a lot of stuff I want to show you guys, but there's a lot of stuff I can't show you guys yet. I'll be sharing all of our problems once everything gets all said and done. I don't know how long that could be, but we do have lawyers on stuff, so kind of a bummer. Tax time's always a fun time. Dad farms all his ground and stuff through the corporation, so his is done at a different time because he's a different fiscal year, but my fiscal year is with the calendar year. So we are doing my taxes today. I guess farmers have to do taxes a little bit sooner, I guess by the end of February?
March 15th or something, ain't it?
Okay, it might be. I don't know. They just told me I had to be in by the end of this week, otherwise I was gonna be late. Nobody wants to be late. We're gonna have fun today because I didn't take any farm income in 2021, so essentially this is all gonna be personal income on stuff, but we're claiming as a farmer. So I don't know how it's gonna work. Usually we go in with the plan, we say we're gonna smack our CPA around a little bit, saying we're not paying taxes here, we're not paying taxes there, and then he ends up telling us we can't do any of what we thought. Do you want to do tax stuff first or Ben stuff first?
It's really up to you, Cole. Let's get tax done maybe first, huh?
Okay, we thought the other way around, but you're the boss. That did not go how we wanted it to.
What's that?
The tax stuff. Yesterday on the way to the lawyer office, Dad got 2 phone calls. We have 2 funerals this week. It's single digits for the next couple days, so we're trying to figure out the best approach to digging these graves, but I think we're gonna go dig one right now.
Worst thing on us right now is gonna cost us a fortune, you know, to fight this and court fees and everything else, and it's put a huge burden on us.
Told you guys, it's a real thing. Today's grave is gonna be a little bit different than the ones we normally do. This is the unit we call the groundhog. This thing is capable of digging through frozen soil, while the backhoe, where's the backhoe?
In the big machine shed.
Well, that can't dig through frozen soil. So right now, we're looking about probably that much frost in the ground. That's 3 feet, or about a meter. With the backhoe, if we got 6, 8, 12 inches of soft frost, that'll probably take about 2 hours to dig through with the backhoe. But this, we'd be there for days on days on days. 27 hydraulic hoses burst. You wouldn't be very fun to be around. So we're gonna use the groundhog. A lot of moving parts. Usually you burst a hydraulic hose about every time you use it, but we just put new hydraulic hoses on last year, didn't we?
Yeah, most of them.
Okay, well the one we didn't do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go help Cooper dump that corn quick.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, she gold. We got the auger that Ben cleaned out yesterday. This is all the corn in it, so instead of just wasting this corn, we're gonna try to flip back the pit here a little bit, see if we can just run it into the bin again.
That's an air breather. I might dump it and clean it.
That's the bottom of the air cleaner?
Well, this is an oil bath. The air goes up through it and then catches the dirt down in here.
Oh. Interesting. That's disgusting.
But she's dirty, so I'm glad we're cleaning it out. This is your lucky day, guys. I got the camera back. I'm in control. I can do whatever I want with this camera except for drop it and break it because I will get in trouble. But Cole, which boy do I got there? Cooper's ready to roll. We got this truck ready to roll. Cole is going to stay back and fill Isaiah when he gets back. So
Yeah.
all right, let's leave Cole and get back to work, guys. Probably better get this thing back to warming up. I don't like to leave it off very long when it's cold out, and I don't like to work it hard when it's cold. So we'll get the engine started, then we'll get her unloaded, and we'll go check out this grave. Trying to dig down. I want to make sure I'm missing the vault beside me because there is a person buried here on both sides, so I just want to make sure we're missing everything.
we're gonna go head over to the big machine shed. We gotta get the John Deere out. I believe the grain cart's already full of soybeans, so we'll pull that down. We'll dump that on Isaiah, and then we gotta pull over. We'll go over to the old cooling bin over there. We'll fill up another one, bring it back, send Isaiah on the way. Probably fill up the grain cart again, then put it away. It's starting to snow a little bit. I don't think it's supposed to amount to much. Just kind of little flurries today. Oh boy, hard with one glove. Now, I've had a lot of people comment about how annoying it is for us to open our doors and how much of a hassle it is, and we need to put in overhead doors and yada yada. And honest truth is, I'd really like to, but we had a quote for just this end. It was $20,000 for the door, and we need one on the other end too. So I don't know. When it comes to everything else we buy, you know, bin site, tractors, planter, combine, corn head, bean head, whatever, we have an investment reason behind it. They justify themselves. They pay for themselves in a few years. That's why we do them. Something like the door, where yes, it's super convenient and nice. And I suppose if I added up all the minutes it took us to do this over the course of our life, it would probably make sense. But right now, I can think of better places to spend $20,000. And also, this building needs a considerable amount of work. All of our poles and stuff that go down to the ground, they're rotted off. That's why we have those pieces of metal. It's actually bolted to the concrete right now to kind of get us by. But eventually, I think all this outer tin is going to have to get stripped off, have to get our poles fixed, replaced, actually sitting up on top of concrete. And then we'll end up re-tinning the outside and stuff. So when we do that, then we'll probably put a new door. But that's probably a few years down the road. Come on. Sometimes this tractor gets out of park and it won't start unless it's in park. There we go. Hard to see when you have your hood up. Whew. Honestly, something would be a little bit higher priority on my list. See this overhead wire right here? I'd really like to get that underground. And then I don't know if they can get rid of that pole or not. But even if not, even if they can just get that wire underground, it's a big safety thing. If we have an auger, and that one's not as high as you think. It's probably like 22 feet off the ground maybe. But if you have an auger up there, you accidentally have it up just a little too high, boom, catch that, someone touches the auger, that would be a bad day. I would say you probably wouldn't feel anything, but we don't want any accidents like that happening. So, I mean, this is something that I would rather focus on over maybe a door right now, but this probably won't happen this year either. And maybe next year, we'll see. In case you've ever wondered why there's a dent on the back of our grain cart, this is why. But this bin, this is what we call the old cooling bin. I think the center sump stopped running. Yes, it looks like we can see in there. So we're gonna get these outer two. There's one right there, get those down. That way we can get to the sweep. And then I'll have to shut everything off. We'll push this in, this turns the sweep on, start everything back up again. And we should be able to start cleaning out this bin, be able to get this door open. Oh, wow, we got some nice artwork right there. I'm honestly not sure which ones these are hooked up to right now. Let's follow the list. First on, let's see, this should be yellow auger. Yes. Okay, other one. Perfect. See how that's flowing down into those holes? When they say don't get inside of a grain bin, that's what they're talking about. Because if I were to get in there, it would just suck me right into that. There'd be no getting out. And what it does is it pulls you underneath and then you suffocate because you can't breathe inside of this. See that auger flighting? That runs all the way to the middle. So we're going to shut this off now. Then we're going to engage that flighting right there. And that way it's going to bring all the grain to the middle. And then this arm will sweep around the whole bin. It'll bring everything from the outside in. Let's give it a try. Look at that. Oh boy. Hey, Isaiah. Perfect. There goes Isaiah. Every load we end up selling, we get one of these scale tickets, so it tells us what our net weight was, how many bushels were on there, and then if there was any shrink or dock associated with that. So this load we had 946 bushels. I'm not 100% sure what we sold these beans for. We do a lot of our marketing like 12 to 18 months in advance. So, I mean, right now you might see like $14 soybeans, $14 per bushel soybeans. But in reality, that particular load might have been $11.19. We kind of have a strategy we just keep going with throughout the year. I mean, that's the tough part about grain marketing, because like if we wouldn't have sold any of our bushels, like we're looking at 10-year high prices right now. But they could slide the other way just as quick, so we kind of have to have a plan, follow through with it. The way we look at it, we kind of get 80% of our bushels sold. That's our crop insurance guarantee. And then kind of that last 20%, that's more our discretion. So have a really, really solid plan with the first 80%. And then the last one, the last 20%, just kind of say, well, I think it's a pretty good price. You know, let's maybe sell a little off and just kind of see how the market goes. And I don't know if it's the right thing or wrong thing, but that's what we do.
It's actually digging a little better than I thought maybe though.
How deep's across? 2 feet?
No, I don't even know. Maybe just a little over a foot. Cooper and I were just trying to get everything really smooth and clean. So tonight, it's supposed to get really cold, which is cold right now. We just don't want that dirt and stuff to freeze in people's way. The next guy that comes in here will be the vault man that sets the vault, and the casket and everything will go in there. But he would rather have a nice working area. And it just looks nice when everything's clean.
Dad and Cooper just got back from digging the grave. I've been in office working on another YouTube video, but I got the skid loader now, and before it gets dark here, we have these piles of snow that we push out here from over in the bin side area, so that way when everything melted, it would just bleed down into this hayfield. But we just put in new driveway this year, and new driveway is not packed very tightly yet, so when we pushed the snow, we brought a lot of rock out here. So I figured while it's still cold, I'm gonna take the skid loader, I'm gonna scoop up this rock-filled snow pile stuff, I'm gonna spread it out over the driveway. It's supposed to get in the mid-50s later this week, so then when that snow melts, the rock will just fall out there, and then we won't have as much that we'll have to pick up out here. Well, that's my theory anyway. We'll know once everything melts. You see, that's all rock. A lot of rock.